my result. Always check results. You know what? It could be 6114 or 6115, so it's not 6113, but you know what? That's freaking close enough.
Yeah, that is.
That's
Really,
exact.
really close.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're going to have some fun. This is where it gets very interesting. Go to the next page. We go to the next formulas. We go to Hades, Vulcanus, and we go to Uranus, Hades, and we go to Mars, Hades. Okay? Now, look at Mars, Hades. It is 5 minutes away from the formula for the president. But I'm saying, you know what? I want it to be 3.
Oh my God.
It's like, that's pretty close, huh?
Yeah.
But then it gets even more interesting if we look at the two midpoints of Hades, Vulcanus, in red on the right, and Uranus, Hades in red below where it says murder. That equals a 6106. That's 7 minutes away from the president. So I'm like, wow.
Wow.
So we got this. This is significant. We got this cluster. And anytime you see like this important cluster stuff that could spell a statement, you want to that's when you want to start searching. Well, is there an average? So if you look at the top, I do an average of all 3.
Oh,
And it equals to 61,
Oh no.
9 minutes.
Wow.
Okay? So,
And that is the sun and
61 and it's 6113.
Malcolm, another question. How long did this take you to figure all this out?
years.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
that's the
I know
sun
you were expecting
chronos.
I feel like I haven't grasped.
Yeah, you would say like I have like magic wand.
This is like playing golf or playing guitar. It takes years to get good at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
To understand
Oh my
it.
God, I
Yeah.
never-
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now
Makes me feel better.
so let's look
Oh my
at
God, yes.
so let's take 61 just like we did with the Mercury, Chiron, Uranus square. We averaged that out. We took this average. Let's place that one on the charts to see what we got. Okay, so we're going to start out with John F. Kennedy's natal chart. And lo and behold, we got 6108 as a midpoint of 2 very important ones. We got North Node Ascendant, which is to stay in contact with others. And then we got Neptune Chiron. Neptune Chiron, interestingly, also was less than 30 minutes away from the star of Sirius, the day of the assassination.
Deception.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so, deception per intelligent. So, Kennedy was in contact with everyone, but they just absolutely deceived him.
Yes.
Yes.
If y'all saw the movie JFK,
Yes.
what did the guy played by Donald Sutherland said? We would have never gone down Elm Street. We would have never done that. It's like it violates all our protection codes as Secret Service agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, somebody. And by the way, the person who arranged that was the mayor of Dallas. And he was reportedly related to, I think his name was Charles Cabell, who was one of the 3 people of the CIA that John F. Kennedy fired.
3 again.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, this was
It was
really...
Alan Dulles. It was either Charles Whistle or Charles Cabell, I forgot to say, and then someone else. And of course, the establishment refused to have him fired because they were like, I'll say it, they're part of the swamp, you know? And it's like, no, you're not going to get rid of this. So that was what happened. Now let's go to Lyndon Johnson, our last chart. So we can take 6109 and place it on Lyndon Johnson's chart. And lo and behold, look what we have at 6107, which is 2 minutes away. That's an equality. We got Mars, and then we got Sun Jupiter, which is super luck. What is Mars action? What is Sun Jupiter luck? He had super luck action that was super luck.
Wow. Malcolm, have any of these
Because he became
characters ever
president,
come
yeah.
forward? I mean, has this managed to stay secret all these years? no one came forward to say,
I think they need to
We did
start.
it or whatever.
I think they need to start talking about it.
Yeah.
That was what made me upset with Donald Trump. The reason why they suppressed a lot. He said, "I'm going to make everything about JFK public." Well, we won't make this and this and this public, because what it said was that George H.W. Bush was at Dealey Plaza. And I'm sorry, I saw the photos. They did comparison photos. It was him. He was at Dealey Plaza at the time
Yes.
of the assassination. And
George Senior.
People
Yeah.
were killed too,
Mhm.
to keep them quiet. When I lived in Florida, there was a guy in Palm Beach that was killed. That had
Mhm.
some, I can't remember how he was related to this, but
Mhm.
died really. strange.
okay, that concludes that. Any questions?
Question.
that was,
Wow.
Questions?
my head is spinning.
So complicated though, like.
Riveting. Oh.
But riveting, yeah, good word.
You have to kind
Okay.
of study it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so I suggest people take this home, study it if you want to, and but like I said, if you notice, step 1, step 2, step 3 on the, it's like I said, because if if something major happens, like let's say a nuclear explosion happens, well, we're going to look up we're going to look up nuclear explosion, which I think it would be. One of the formulas for that it would be Uranus Zeus or Uranus at Medos.
Well, they need to stop leaving me alone with the weapons up there.
Okay, or Uranus Pluto. You know, we would look at one of these, and I would say, you know what? And then we would look. Okay, let's look at military. So what would be military? Well, we'd probably look at Zeus, and then we would put Zeus. Okay, it's this much, and now we flip it over and go to the other direction, or add it up. You know, if it's less than, then we take that difference and add it on to say Uranus at Medos or Uranus Zeus or whatever. But like I said, the step 1, step 2, step 3, that gives you the instructions on how to okay, we're gonna look at the president. We want to know, and we have the formulas for murder. We're gonna go through each one and see which ones hit. Well, it turned out all of them hit in a very big way.
Now, did you do any kind of control thing?
Nope.
You didn't feel you had to?
No.
Okay.
This is not a science, because controls are done with science, and astrology is not a science, it's a craft.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see if any other person lined up that was around there.
Mm.
Just as a curiosity.
There was
even
a heck of a
historically,
lot
with
that
other
There was a lot. You
suspect
see,
assassinations.
the one thing that I thought was most
Yeah.
fascinating the most about it was the midpoint of Neptune Chiron, almost right smack equal to the star Sirius, which is right smack equal to the North Node. To me, that means to me that there was definitely some high-level deception going on with surveillance. And also the other one, the basic part, which is the midpoint of Mars and Neptune, less than 30 minutes away from equaling the midheaven. The midheaven moves 1 degree every 4 minutes, so it swings all over the place. So you could accept that as a legitimate argument. Yeah, the reputation of this event will be known for actions involving deception, which is defined by Mars and Neptune.
Which we all thought when it happened anyway. I mean, we all.
No, well, the thing is, if you believe that, you're a conspiracy theorist. You know?
I mean, there's a lot of questions that just.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
answered.
And that film JFK
Yeah.
really brings up a lot of that too.
Yeah, Oliver Stone.
I've never seen it.
Oliver Stone did a good.
Very
well,
good.
I had it at my house, and you couldn't make it because.
Oh, that was when we saw at your house. That
Yeah.
was so telling.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But I've met
Yeah.
Oliver Stone. Does that count?
How about Kevin Costner? Who that is?
Kinda.
I saw-
He used to be my customer.
I seen Jim Garrison when he
Seriously.
was young, and he was the ugliest man I've ever seen. He looked like Frankenstein, and he
It
had,
doesn't work with
and he had
Kevin
Kevin Costner playing him. I was like, oh God, that's so crazy.
Yeah, but he had courage.
Yeah.
I mean, he really didn't drop this thing.
Yeah,
So he was ugly, but he had courage.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, another thing too is that possibly instead of all of this purposely by the players lining up with these greater symbolic things, it's like what you were talking about. It's a fractal thing, that things are going to line up, you know, with the stars, as opposed to being intentional. It's more universal. It's how
Yeah,
things
there's
work.
some
It's
kind
how
of
things work.
Faded.
There's
Yeah.
some-
Yeah, that's the amazing thing, that it seems like there is a plan.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
in the stock
faded.
market, it's Fibonacci numbers, the
Right,
same thing.
right, right.
Why?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, who's the
No.
guy? There's a guy
They
that
can tell
follows those.
when, something's
Yeah.
going up, we're coming down,
Yeah.
it comes down, they'll say first Fibonacci number.
Yeah, but here's my argument against that. The foremost expert on Fibonacci ratios in the stock market is Robert Prechter,
Right.
and he absolutely called it wrong after the stock market crash in 1987. So
I know he did, I know.
the stock market is more of a barometer of human emotion
Yes,
as
yes.
opposed to a
That's
science.
emotional.
I'm
Yes.
considering getting
What
back in again, but
happened,
I'm just
Fibonacci
nervous.
numbers?
I don't know, this is
It's
a tricky
so
time.
I wouldn't,
It's
I
a
wouldn't,
tricky time.
pay off your
You
house
wanna
or
Still be
something.
running that.
Okay, with that, I think that's enough.
Market, but
I need somebody to
it's
turn off the camera, the top button.
Oh.
Just press the top button. Thank you.